A minor pentatonic seems to be the preferred patterns used in blues and rock for whatever reason. Maybe it's because it's the adjacent key to the C major key. In other words, the same notes are used as those that are used in the C major key, and that's supposed to be the most pleasing to our ears. Today's video earlier that I posted was in the key of A minor, and I basically put the patterns of A minor pentatonic over a blues progression that I was listening to. As always, it was unaccompanied, so you could hear it. You couldn't hear the blues riffs in the background, but just know that it goes very well over 12-bar blues riffs. And I was using the patterns of A minor pentatonic. As I said, we have pattern 1, pattern 2, pattern 3, pattern 4, and pattern 5. Got a little crazy with that one, just felt like doing that. But once you get comfortable with these patterns, you can get creative yourself. I would say go through the patterns until you know them like the back of your hand. Remember, they're all connected. So I started with 1 here. Before 1, we have 5. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just if we had an infinite neck, it would just go on to infinity. But I typically stop before I get to the open notes when I'm playing solos. I don't know why. I don't care for the open note sounds in solos. I'd rather fret the notes. And anyway, as I was saying, you could take any one of these patterns and just get kind of creative with them. So instead of just going through, start doing things like the hammer-ons and the pull-offs. My style is I don't use my right hand as nearly as much as I use my left hand, which is, I'm right-handed, so my right hand is my dominant hand. My non-dominant hand does a lot more when I'm playing than my dominant hand even. So I'll do hammer-ons and pull-offs, and a lot of times all that's within that one pattern, pattern 1. Just added a little bend there, but basically I'm hammering on and pulling off, and sometimes when I get to a new string, I don't even pluck that string. I don't even pick that string. I basically land on it, and that's loud enough. A lot of hammer-ons and pull-offs, even when I go to a new string. So I was doing a lot of that. I'm sliding between patterns 1, 2, and 3 there, and not even doing a whole lot with my right hand. And I would encourage you to get creative and to kind of invent your own licks within these patterns. As I said in a previous video, the theory of just imitating my favorite players didn't really work for me. I used to do a lot of cover songs when I started playing. I started when I was 14 is when I got my first guitar. It was a Fender Stratocaster, and basically learned by ear and from other people, and it was fun learning songs, and I would learn at least the cool parts of the song that I liked, and it felt cool for a while, felt really good, but it was like this hedonic treadmill, so to speak, where you would feel some pleasure from learning a song and even playing it in front of people who recognized it. That's kind of a thrill too. But the thrill wore off pretty quickly, and then you wanted to learn a new song. This is from my perspective. But where I really got into my playing was later in life when I found my outlet, which is blues and just being creative. And I don't really do cover songs anymore. I like to try to get into a state of flow and just play my own licks that I've invented. Now, while you have that passion, if you're more of a beginning player, learn as much as you can through, I would say it's helpful to learn about theory, but not necessary, but learn the patterns like the back of your hand, learn little techniques that you can do, little exercises, because those aren't as exciting as just playing and improvising. But in the beginning, that's kind of what you have to do for a little while at least, until you get comfortable with these techniques, and then you can add them to your solos, when you improvise, you got a little bag of tricks with you. So little things you can do are just, as I said, the hammer-ons and pull-offs within the patterns. You can even go through each pattern like get creative with the sequence of notes if you want to. Later on, you won't have to think about it as much when you're playing, because it will be in your brain. As I was saying in the last video, it's kind of like, as adults, we have to learn the grammar before we learn the language. In music, we're learning these patterns, we're learning little techniques before we're able to actually apply it as if we're speaking in our improvisation techniques. But you can do stuff like this. And just be creative while you're playing around. It's hard for me to go back and think about all the things that I invented before, because I keep wanting to just go into a solo. But in the beginning, it was important to be able to do things like that. So think of little techniques and little patterns that you can do within these patterns, so that you can get your hands used to playing things. That way, when you're soloing, you don't really have to think about it as much. You can think ahead about what you want to do after. And after a while, you don't think at all. It becomes muscle memory. And sliding, as I said last time, sliding between these patterns. Where does it sound good to slide? Between patterns 1 and 2, it sounds good to slide on that G string. Or the D string as well. Oops, forgot what key I was in for a second. But that high E string sounds good between the 2 and 3. And then between 3 and 4, I'm using the B string to slide. And as you can hear, when I'm within each pattern, I'm doing a lot of hammer-ons and pull-offs. But in the beginning, when I was learning, I did a lot of this stuff. It's really difficult for me to, as I said, go back and just play a standard technique, because I want to just start jamming out. I want to venture out, but I'm trying to show you how to stay in a smaller lane for a while until you get comfortable, and then you go into the next lane. You could use the analogy of driving a car. You drive on roads that you're comfortable with for a while before you venture out. You gotta get used to the car and get used to the roads, because it's just easier when you're driving on familiar roads to get your driving techniques down. Same way with playing guitar. You're staying within pattern 1 and you're using however you want to be, however creative you want to be with it. In the beginning, it's up to you, but you want to play things that you can play through without making too many mistakes. So if you want to do a pattern like this, make sure you can play it without making a whole lot of mistakes before you try to do something more creative than that. And make sure you can play it up and down, so something a little different on the way down. You could do something like this. So you got oops. You can do that with any one of these patterns. That was pattern 1, pattern 2. The cool thing about blues when you're playing is if you make a mistake and you go to the wrong note, generally it creates a little bit of tension, but if you resolve on the root, it's not that big of a deal because it's kind of like a movie. You have some tension in the plot as long as you don't kill the main character right away. It's still a good movie as long as you resolve that tension, like resolving on the root notes, for example. There, I created a little tension, especially by bending, that creates some tension. And then I land on that root note. There's a root note there, there, and there in that first pattern. And if I play the wrong note, like for instance, I hit that note, which really doesn't fit well. Actually, it kind of does. That wasn't a horribly wrong note. But let's say I hit a note like that. That's scary. That doesn't sound well within A minor pentatonic. But if I do it while I'm playing, it's not that big of a deal. I still resolved that tension and landed on the root note. Your audience will never really know you made a mistake. And I think I'm going to stop there for the day and see you next time. Questions are welcome in the comment section. Comments are welcome in the comment section as well. Thanks for listening.